Praise Jesus, everybody. Thank you for joining me again for the Michael Tobin Show, and I apologize for waiting so long. I've advertised a couple times already this past week the subject that I'll be speaking: Foodstamps, Florida shooter, Israeli United Nations resolution, reactions, and our latest congressional repeal. But first, I want to tell you that there's a great church in North County, San Diego. I heard of it's a new church that branched out from the Oceanside, California area. It's called San Marcos Grace Church, and the pastors are Brian and Melissa Baer, and it is located at 855 East Barham Drive. It's a wonderful Bible-based church, and it is located in San Marcos, California. It's the San Marcos Grace Church. If you're looking for a church in the North San Diego County area, go ahead and give this church a try. And if you would like your church and ministry mentioned on the Michael Tobin Show, which has thousands of listeners as part of the Fringe Radio Network, which you can search at the top of the page. Go ahead and you can look at all of my archived shows on the Michael Tobin Show, as well as all of the rest of the shows as part of the Fringe Radio Network. But if you would like your church and ministry to be mentioned on the Michael Tobin Show, go ahead and reach out to me through the comments section on my programs. And I thank you again for listening to the Michael Tobin Show. So I've been telling you that I will be talking about Foodstamps, the Florida shooter, the Israeli United Nations resolution, and the repeal. But first, I have a bonus subject, and it is a subject that the Daily Caller came out with an article today, and it is about a Silicon Valley executive, Melinda Byerly. She took a photo of a rant and posted it on her Twitter because it was too much, more than 140 characters, of course. And the title of the article is "Tech Founder: Middle America is Too Violent, Stupid, and Racist for New Jobs." Can you believe the mentality of the thinking behind this? Now, if you were to read this article, you could look it up. In the article, she says that educated people do not want to sacrifice the quality of life to go to middle America, where people are violent, stupid, and racist. Can you believe the mentality of that? I'm just too beside myself to even be able to effectively talk about this without just going nuts. But let me ask you, did the executives of Walmart or the executives of the Home Depot or Lowe's home improvement stores or other national stores, did they warn the people in middle America or anywhere else that they're too stupid, too violent, too racist before they set up shop inside their towns and inside their states? They did not do anything like that. They just set up and they hired the people and satisfied a need for employment, and they became part of the community. Where does a person like this get off? I don't know. You go ahead and read it, digest it, and spit it out. The whole article, it's just amazing. So that's in the DC Caller. Tech Founder: Middle America is too violent, stupid, and racist for new jobs. So what I have to say about that, she said that educated people, they would just as soon stay in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, or Silicon Valley or whatever, than to move somewhere where people are violent, stupid, and racist. You know what she is really saying? She's saying that what they had ruined in the state of California, they want to leave now, but first they want to shame you, middle America, into complying to these standards that they call educated. No, they ruined California, and now they want to leave and go where things are nice, which you people who she is accusing of being violent, stupid, and racist, you worked your whole lives, your parents did, your grandparents did, worked to keep middle America beautiful and sensible and American. So get ready, folks, because I've already said this quite a few times on my social media that people are going to want to shame places into complying to them because they now want to leave what they ruined. They don't like what they did, but they're saying that they have a nice quality, an educated quality of life, and they want to leave it now. They ruined it and they want to leave it, but they're trying to shame you into complying to whatever it is that their educated standards that they have. That, I'm sorry, that's all I got to say about that. This is really disgusting. So, if you want this woman's name, her name is Melinda Byerly. So, go ahead, just go to the DC Caller and check out that article. God, we need to pray for this United States. This is a Christian program. So that's my bonus subject for today. Got my blood moving. Okay. So another article that came out, and it actually has a scripture at the top of the article. It's Breaking Israel News. It came out yesterday, and the scripture is from Psalms chapter 34, verse 22. Evil shall kill the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be held guilty. That's in Psalms chapter 34, verse 22. So, the U.S. House of Representatives overwhelmingly passed a resolution Thursday that rebukes the recent vote in the United Nations Security Council condemning Israeli settlements. And that is House Resolution 11, which passed 342 to 80. It condemned the United States resolution as a one-sided effort that is an obstacle to peace, while also criticizing President Barack Obama's administration for refusing to veto the resolution and abandoning the long-standing U.S. policy of defending Israel against one-sided United Nations measures. And I thought I was the one guilty of making run-on sentences, but I said that without losing my breath. So, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu thanked U.S. lawmakers for their vote to reject the one-sided UN resolution. And we all know that all of what is even now Israel has been Israel's for 3,000 plus years, and it's documented in the Bible. It's documented in surrounding nations, as a matter of fact. But Democrats and Republicans alike know that the Western Wall is an occupied territory, Netanyahu said Friday. They voted to either repeal the resolution at the United Nations or change it, and that's exactly what we intended to do. Excuse me. I want to thank the United States House of Representatives, which reflects the tremendous support Israel enjoys among the American people. Thank you, America. Thank you, Congress. U.S. Jewish organizations also praised the House resolution's passage, including the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, Lobby, and the Anti-Defamation League, and other groups. So that is the current status of that. It is going to be turned around once Donald Trump is in office. So that's that for that subject right there. And so now I want to talk about the FBI and the Florida shooting at the Broward County airport. This article is from NBC. It's titled, "Should the FBI Have Done More to Stop Florida Airport Shooter?" It says, 2 months before allegedly killing 5 and wounding 8 in the Fort Lauderdale airport, Esteban Santiago walked into an FBI office in Anchorage, Alaska, with a loaded handgun magazine, appearing agitated and reporting terroristic thoughts. Officials told reporters he insisted that the CIA was forcing him to watch ISIS videos, the officials added. And on down in the article it says that the FBI turned him over to the police, The police brought him to a mental hospital, had him evaluated, they released him, and they gave him back his weapon and sent him on his merry way. So now, what do I have to say about that? Thank God we do not have to have our CIA and our FBI beholden to a Obama administration any longer after the next few days. Also, thank God it does not have to be beholden to a Clinton administration. So the CIA and the FBI, they knowingly release these people, and they do things like what happened in San Bernardino, California, and happened elsewhere in the United States, and now happened in Florida. People who are knowingly on a list, and none, I believe, showed this much promise as this Santiago guy, as becoming a hopeful terrorist in our current Obama administration's eyes. They want these things to happen because they say what can happen will happen, and as long as it does happen, they have more argument points to suppressing more of our constitutional rights, which is pretty sick. So I believe that God has had a hand in our upcoming Donald Trump administration. And with that said, I would really like to invite you to visit my archives. Go to the Fringe Radio Network. Go ahead and search it at the top of the Spreaker page, Fringe Radio Network, and go to my show, The Michael Tobin Show. And you could also search at the top of the Spreaker page, The Michael Tobin Show, and find where all of my archives end up. And it's titled Lying Spirits, Hillary, Trump, and the Electoral College. And in that broadcast, I also have my blog in the information section. I deal with times that God has used His will to affect electing or affect setting up certain rulers, and there are times when He has had nothing to do with certain rulers being in position. So there's times that God will set up rulers, and then there's time that He has had nothing to do with it. And I give scriptures that actually God Himself has said and was recorded by the prophets. And I make my argument that I believe that He used certain methods to get Donald Trump elected, probably as a result of our humbling ourselves and praying for our nation. And He has given us grace for what I call another minute. So we need to take advantage of this, and we need to get back to basics and preach the gospel to the world, and get more people saved, and make America again, at least, because we have the greatest government form in the world, so much that people from every country in the United States want to come here and be Americans. So let's work on getting the church righteous. Let's work on getting America righteous again. Not so much Donald Trump's campaign slogan, "Make America Great Again," but of course we do want to be a great nation, but nobody is great without the Lord. And with that said, I also wrote a book, and you can see all throughout all my information about my book. It's called Making America Righteous Again, and it's available on Amazon.com in e-Kindle form. So thank you again. I made this quick. Thank you for joining me on the Michael Tobin Show, and I will be with you again shortly, usually about once a week. So stay tuned and go ahead and visit my show, the Michael Tobin Show, on the Fringe Radio Network for all of my archives. God bless you and have a wonderful day.